Hello everyone, welcome to another Punch with Me video. Today we'll be working on the floral pattern available in the shop. The first thing you're going to want to do is load your hoop. So pull the two pieces apart, center your fabric, and then you're going to reattach the flexible faux wood piece onto the white interior piece. One of the most important things about punch nailing is making sure that your fabric is tight. So after you get your fabric loaded, pull along the edges evenly. You don't want to stretch the fabric out wonky, and really make sure that fabric is tight in there. Next up, we're threading our punch needle. The kit comes with a threader and the needle. Take the threader and slip it through the eyelet hole at the tip of the metal needle. Then slip it down the interior of the metal needle until it pops out of the wood on the other side. Grab your yarn. You're going to slide it through the opening of the needle threader and then pull it back out through the needle until it comes down the metal tip and out of the eyelet hole. Before you start punching, you're going to want to pull the yarn until only about an inch and a half is peeking out of the punch needle, and then you're ready to go. For this pattern, I started with the flowers and I worked my way from outside in on each flower. When you are ready to change colors and work in a different section, what you're going to do is hold your finger on the stitch that you just made, pull your punch needle, snip very close, and then you can trim off the beginning tail as well. You can tidy up the ends by tucking them in with the metal tip of your punch needle. You can do that in between colors or at the very end, it doesn't matter. To punch needle correctly, hold your punch needle like you would hold a pen or a pencil. Punch the needle all the way down until the wood hits the fabric, and then when you bring your needle back up, pull it out of the fabric just high enough that the metal tip can drag along the monk's cloth. You don't want to lift your needle too high. Make sure that the open, beveled part of the needle is always pointing in the direction you are wanting to punch. It's kind of like your windshield. Watch as my metal tip follows along the curve of the flowers as I punch. So I just turn it in my hand as I move directions. So let's talk about making successful stitches. Alternating the area where you make stitches next to each other is going to be important. Watch as I go along this second row. I'm putting my stitch next to my first row, but punching my stitch into the fabric between the previous stitches. I do alternating stitches so all my yarn isn't going into the same spots of the fabric. This will keep my stitches looking pretty and will help everything press against each other in the weave of the monk's cloth and hold the yarn into their stitches more securely. So as you go around with your second and third and fourth rows, just try not to punch in the same spots that you punched previously. You're going to want to make about 4 to 6 stitches per inch. You don't want your stitches to be too far apart because that will look weird on the loopy side. There won't be enough yarn to fill it in. So keep them close together, but not too close that you feel like you're just punching in the same hole. All the flowers are done. This is your flat embroidery side, and then this is the more rug-like loopy side. After that, I moved along to the stem and the leaf, and I just once again worked my way outside in as best as possible. Then I began the blue background. And the thing that you're going to want to do to make your project look as best as possible is try to do as much circle from outside in as possible. So as you get to each section, do an outline and fill in those little random areas, but then keep the circle going. See how I kept the circle going there? Just trying to keep that curvature going as much as possible, and that will make it have a really clean look with your finished product. Okay, here we are. I'm finished. I have flipped it over to the loopy side, and once again I'm using the metal tip of my punch needle to move the yarn stitches into place to make the edges look clean and tidy. You can just manipulate them any way that you like best. You can also use scissors to trim off any loose yarn strings or yarn threads. So punch needle is just a fantastic hobby. Anybody can do it. It's a soothing hobby. It helps people with anxiety. It's a good hobby to do to keep your hands busy while you're watching TV or at family functions or on vacation. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this Punch With Me video. We have quite a few kits available in the shop, so you can head over there. You can grab this kit or other kits at freckledfawn.com.